Hello, it is Greg Milby, Kentucky's Heartland.com, powering the Heartland, and we welcome a good friend of ours today, Chris Flanagan, into the hot seat to talk about things going on in our area. And man, oh man, Chris, do we have some things to talk about, because some of the biggest things that have happened in this community in the last 6 months has been, one, Houdini the goat. Everybody talked about Houdini the goat. And then when you announced that Chick-Fil-A was going to be closing for a while for a remodel, man, did that blow up the social media in this area.
Unreal. I couldn't believe. I'm still in shock. I still like to go onto our Facebook page and scroll down and just see how many likes and shares and comments. It was mind-blowing, really. So
now, and I know at that point I contacted you and you were like, hey, I'm at the airport. I'm heading to Belarus for some time away on a mission trip. Would you have changed anything if you would have known the response?
Oh, my goodness.
You probably did a lot of work on that mission trip.
Yeah, more than I intended to, and a lot of that. But you know what? I have been blessed, really, since we opened back in 2004. That's hard to, 2004. That's hard to believe. Coming up on 15 years that Chick-fil-A has been in Elizabethtown. But I've been blessed over the years with amazing talent. And my folks that, especially Bria Arnold, I got to give her a shout out to, she was able to manage all of the social media pieces of that. And I know she was a busy gal dealing with all of that, but, I'd stay in contact with her, and I'm out reading comments and actually, replying back to a few of those, even from Belarus. But it was an unbelievable response. So
let's talk about the restaurant itself. Yeah. It's been open 15 years.
Crazy.
So why the remodel? Or is it to freshen up things, or is there another reason for the remodel?
Well, so I know that you're one of our best customers, and we appreciate that. And I know that you've experienced that. We're just flat out busting at the seams. We are so busy, and it's just a testament to this community. And we've always tried to do our best to stay connected to the community and support our community. And over the long haul, we've been blessed in turn, and we're so fortunate to have the amount of business that we have, and we really wanted to create a space to honor our guests. And at 15 years, we're starting to show our age a little bit, and the collar's getting a little ragged, and it's time to clean it up a little bit. But also, we want to create additional capacity, yes, for our customer, but more for our team. It's not an easy place to work. It's chaos sometimes. It's managed chaos. We do the best we can, but there's a lot of what we're doing is to create an easier place for our team to work.
So what will people see different?
Oh, is
it a bigger location? Because I can, and we'll talk about this in a few minutes too. I can only imagine the thought and the work that goes into making that drive-through flow like you make it flow. But what will people see? What are in the plans? What you can say?
Yeah, well, no, I can talk a lot about this. Actually, it's probably easier to tell you what won't change. We're going to keep 3 walls, and that's it. Everything else, we're blowing it out. The entire inside is going to be gone. We're taking up the floor. We're changing all of the seating out. The arrangement of the seating is going to be different. The front counter is different. The entire kitchen is gone. We're redoing the whole kitchen. We're going to add on about 8 feet to the back of the building to have more capacity in our kitchen. And then externally, when you're looking at the restaurant, the whole drive-through layout is entirely new. So we'll have a double drive-through, and most people are used to that. They've seen that at some of the other restaurants here in town. But what they haven't seen, that's really cool, and what I'm excited about, is we're actually going to create canopies for our outside order takers. And we're the only restaurant in town that does the outside order taking on the iPads, okay? We have found that to be very, very efficient, but the thing we don't like about it is it's hard on our team. The sun's out, it's a little hot outside, there's a little shower, it's a little cold. It's just, we don't like that. We know that it's productive, but we want to do our best to honor our team. So what we're doing is we're going to put canopies in our drive-through lane that has heating, it has beautiful lights that shine down. There's fans to circulate air within there. Of course, we've been using misters for a while, but it's going to really enhance the ability for our outside order takers to stay comfortable, especially during adverse weather.
Well, I guess when the original restaurant was built, that wasn't really a concept.
No, it wasn't. It was all brand new. Yeah, we were one of the first to pioneer doing outside order taking.
So I guess it would make a lot of sense to change that. How many cars can you put through that drive-through in an hour?
Yeah, so our record right now is 153. So there's another large brand, I'm not going to say their name, that's out there, that their average is 60 cars in their peak hour. They average 60 cars, and our record right now is 153. So, but our target is 200. That's what we're racing towards. And with this innovation that we're going to do in our drive-through, it's going to be that catalyst to allow us to do that. You want to hear something really cool?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'm going to tell you. Now, not many people know this, but I'm going to tell you.
All right, don't tell anybody.
Okay, so shh. Just can't talk about this. Okay. So one of the other neat things that we're going to do is we're going to do something called Upstream meal delivery. Oh, what's that mean? That sounds a little weird, right? So we have a drive-through window just like every other fast food restaurant. We're blowing the window out. No more window. We're going to have a drive-through door. So you've been in this situation. So the mom pulls up. She has the minivan with 17 kids piled in the back and kids' meals and milkshakes and all this stuff. She has a $100 order, and you're behind her, and you want a sandwich and a tea. And you're sitting there and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. We've got a way that we're going to eliminate that. So
really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is in that same situation, if the mom with all the kids are waiting on the kids' meals and you got the sandwich and the tea and you're behind her, we're going to begin delivering meals upstream to allow you to pull right out of line, to cheat the line. Make sense?
It does make sense.
How cool is that? And all of that's going to be under canopies. So now as we take your order in the drive-through on the iPads, face-to-face, we're going to deliver your meal in your car no matter where you are in the line to allow you to pull out and leave. Pretty cool, eh?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's going to be how we're going to get to 200 cars.
Now, I'm a sports guy. I love sports, and a lot of coaches, basketball coaches, football coaches, they watch a lot of game film. Do you guys watch game film or watch stats to know
heck yeah.
how to make the drive-through work?
Yeah, we're data
efficiently?
hounds, man. We love it. We love it. We're kind of nerds. We're like.
So is that the secret? Is that how you've been able to make the process so defined and run so smoothly?
Yeah, and it's continuous improvement. It's like anything. It's like you as a runner. How can you shave off a second or 2 seconds from a race? Because it all, at the end of the day, matters, right? And if we can shave off 1 second per transaction, considering that we'll do over 1,200 drive-through transactions in a day, that adds up. That's quicker service for our customers, and ultimately leads in better profits for us, and profits add employees and create opportunity. So that's really what we're all about. So yes, we're using all sorts of data points to be able to figure out how can we shave off that second here, be a little better here, be more accurate, make sure our food is accurate and hot and fresh. Because that's what we want in a drive-through, right?
Right.
There's nothing more frustrating to go through that drive-through and it's like, it's the wrong thing.
Yeah. Now, and we talk about employees and you talk about staff and training, and I'm sure with this game film that we're talking about and being data nerds, when you hire somebody, it's a long process, I'm sure, because you've got to teach them the right things to say.
That's right.
And then how things operate. How do you keep people employed, and how do you keep those folks up on their game?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's probably the question that I'm most asked as the owner of the restaurant is, man, how do you hire these people? And we have been blessed, and we have an amazing team. I'm very, very thankful for them. And the answer is it's just tough. We'll take about 50 applications. We'll sort those out, maybe not, maybe, and we'll arrive at about 10. And we'll do some initial phone calls to find out if we think it'll be a good fit for our brand. Our place is not an easy place to work. It's not. It's tough. We require a great deal more than some of our competition. But at the end of the day, the team member that works there, it's like when we played baseball on the all-star team, because you wanted to be on that team. And when you got on that team, you're with performers, and it made you feel good that I'm accepted and I can perform on that level. And that's what's fun about me being some little part of this team. I'm surprised that they still keep me, honestly. But it really is a remarkable thing. And we do require, but the one thing, Greg, that we look for, and it's hard to identify this, but our interviewers do a great job, is we look for people who have the heart of a servant. And people who feel that they've been put on earth to serve others rather than be served themselves. So that we ask some questions, and when people are wired that way, it just, you've been there, when you meet that person, you can pick it up very quickly. And
you know that they're going to be a good fit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know that's an important thing to have. And you were talking about one of the questions you get asked the most. I'm sure the second question on that list is, when is there going to be a second location of Chick-fil-A in E-Town? And I know you addressed that on social media a little bit, but what can you say about that? Is there a chance of that? Is it never going to happen? What?
So I would say it's absolutely going to happen. The question is when. And if I were able to just sign a piece of paper and make that happen, we would have a second Chick-fil-A 3 years ago. But the reality is that the way that my relationship is with Chick-fil-A Incorporated is Chick-fil-A Incorporated, they do all of the site selection, they do the real estate negotiation, they even do the construction piece of that. So I have some input into that, but I don't have all of the input into that. So here's what I can tell you. There's a lot going on already and has been for some time towards a second location in Chick-fil-A. It's just a matter of time. So I don't know how long that time's going to be, but there's been offers on property that's happened up until now, and we feel like it's going to happen. We just
don't know when.
Yeah, but and I will say that going through this remodel process and reopening, and we'll see a huge uptick in our sales because we'll have the capacity to be able to do more sales. We've maxed out our existing footprint. That's going to be, I think, the shot in the arm that is going to really speed this process to get a second location in Chick-fil-A in Elizabethtown.
So when you're talking about maximizing the location you're at now with 150 some odd vehicles through a drive-through in an hour,
it's crazy.
What's your goal for the new restaurant? Is there a goal in mind of what you think or what they think you could possibly push through in an hour?
Yeah, 200. And if you talk with Bria Arnold, she's our operations director, and she is just an amazing gal in the way that she thinks and the data she collects and the vision that she has for the restaurant. And she's really the horsepower behind what we're doing in some of these changes in drive-through. 200 cars. That's what she is shooting for and motivating her team, and she'll hit it. I guarantee she will.
I've known you for quite a while. I guess 15 years since you opened that, and we've done a lot of things in Southern Indiana together as well.
Right.
And but how did you get involved with Chick-fil-A? I mean, how did this come about? Because I know you're a foodie. Is that,
it shows, doesn't it?
No, it does not.
Oh, it does.
Social media it shows, because I know you're always talking about different things.
Yeah.
But how did you get involved with Chick-fil-A? Was that a dream of yours early on, or what?
So I opened my first business, my wife and I, when we were 19 years old. We were still in college and had an opportunity to do some electronics works. We were actually doing assembly of what are called board-to-board connectors for a company up in Southern Indiana, and had no idea what I was doing. But I tell you what, it's through mistakes and just jumping in there and figuring it out that you learn through those mistakes. But you also learn, I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to work for me. So, and I've kind of continued to do that even from when I was 19 years old, and I owned a network engineering company for the bulk of my 20s and into my 30s, and was traveling a great deal. And about this time, our third child was born, and my wife said, "I don't want to be a single parent here. This is tough. We need to do something different." So I was blessed to be able to sell my business, and one of my great friends, Brian Hagg, has the Chick-fil-A that's in Clarksville, Veterans Parkway, very busy store.
Very busy,
Oh
yes.
my goodness. You've been there. It's awesome to go and see what he's able to do. He came to Chick-fil-A before me, and it's tough to get selected at Chick-fil-A. I saw a statistic, nearly 37,000 people applied to be a Chick-fil-A operator last year, and they selected like 50.
Wow.
So I'd never make it today. I fooled somebody, man. But he was kind of my cheerleader on the inside, and the first freestanding Chick-fil-A in the Louisville market was going to be built in Elizabethtown. So I think God's hand was in this really from the get-go, that the great operators that are in Louisville, they wanted to stay at their mall locations and wait for freestanders to come to Louisville. So that created opportunity for me, a guy from the outside, to get the first freestander in the Louisville market. And man, it's been a long run. We opened at a fairly low volume, and it's just been surrounding ourselves with great people, great leaders at the restaurant. That it's crazy. We're going to multiply our initial year sales by 5 next year. 5 times that we've increased our sales.
That's amazing.
So, well, this is a great community to do business in. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
It's a growing community.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's what I tell people all the time. I'm excited to see where we are.
Yeah.
And I'm even more excited to see where this community goes. And you are a foodie. because I see that, and I know as your kids have grown up now, you now have a son that is in the food world as a chef.
So cool.
That's what I want to ask you. Was this part of Chick-fil-A that he kind of called onto this, or is this just something that he loved it on his own?
It is kind of a neat story, and actually, I'll start with my eldest son, Zach. So Zach worked for Chick-fil-A at one of my good friends' restaurants, his Chick-fil-A in Louisville, and just fell in love with the brand, but really had a knack for marketing. And went to school, and just matter of fact, praise Jesus, he graduated from University of Louisville and has his first job and is doing marketing for GE.
Cool.
And so that first involvement in Chick-fil-A and understanding marketing concepts and applying that towards his life, it really did change his life. And the same is true for my son, Aaron. Aaron is studying to be a chef and is at the fantastic program at Sullivan. And that is a remarkable program. Every time I go in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's first class. So, yeah, he started his own catering business and is doing incredibly well. And he's created 5 different sauces and has been selling some of his gourmet sauces. And I think he's now sold like 150 sauces in like a month. So he's doing really, really well with that. But it's fun to see that. My kitchen has become his test kitchen. So it has something to do with, this situation I got going on here. I've been doing a lot of testing.
Taking it for the family.
I'll do that.
That's what you do.
That's me.
There you go. Well, it's cool. I'm glad you took the time to come in and talk with us about it, because there is a lot of things going on with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And as we tape this and we record this on the 31st of January, you're officially 1 week.
1 week
from the restaurant closing, and you have pretty much got all hands on deck because it is already becoming crazy there.
You know what's funny is January is typically our slow month, right? Well, so with the announcement, we thought it might happen. We weren't sure how much of an impact. It's going to be one of our largest sales growth months ever. We're going to be up nearly 30% in sales in January. Crazy.
It is crazy.
So yep, you've got 1 week left. Come on out. We're going to staff up heavily to be able to serve you. Now, if this weather would cooperate, we're going to get out and do our face-to-face. But, man, I tell you what, it's tough when the weather's cold.
Oh, I'd say so. So February the 7th is the date. It closed down. I'm not going to hold you to this. It's no official date. We're not going to hunt you down with lawyers. But what are we thinking about for the reopen date?
Yeah, great question. So here's what we're going to do. We get the restaurant back to begin doing, there's going to be a great deal of training because all of our systems are new. We get it back on Monday the 25th, and we're going to start cleaning and receiving trucks and staffing and doing some training programs. But we're going to actually, this is crazy. Get this. We're going to open 1 day before our 15th anniversary. So we're going to open on Thursday, March 28th. I hope I got that date right.
Good. If not, we'll edit that.
But it is Thursday. I guarantee March 28th. I think that's right. Thursday, March 28th.
Thursday, March 28th.
Yeah.
You're going to reopen. And wow. So it's almost like you're opening a brand new restaurant.
Seriously, that's exactly what it's going to be. Everything is new. And so we've got to retrain, retool, and but everything is going to be designed that when we open up, and actually we're not going to do breakfast that first day. We want to make sure that all of our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. And so we're going to open up for lunch. Yeah, I get that. All the T is lemon, the proper. Yeah, but we want to make sure everything is right for our customers. And I don't think it'll take too long for us to get right back into the swing of things. But we're just blessed. We're doing everything we can to take care of the team that's going to be out of work for 7 weeks. So we're going to financially support all of our team members to make sure that their financial needs are met. They're great people. They've taken care of us. They've gotten us to where we are now. We want to show them the honor that they deserve. So
that's great.
Yeah. So you're going to see lots of new faces, but you're going to see all the old ones too.
Awesome. So, all right, we're getting close. Chick-fil-A closing down for a while for remodel, and you heard it all here. I mean, that's a lot of change.
It is, but we're looking forward to it.
Good. Are you going to leave now and go do another mission trip while they do all this work, or are you going to hang around?
I'm going to spend a little time on my motorcycle in Arizona because I can tell you after this restaurant reopens, it's going to be a zoo.
I can guarantee that's going to be the case. All right. He's Chris Flanagan. I'm Greg Milby. This is Kentucky's Heartland. We thank you for joining us, and all the information you can find it below on our YouTube channel and also on the website about Chick-fil-A.